The purpose of this video, assuming that it works, is to aid all student officers, commissioners, and leaders, or staff members in filling out the SKU request form, which is used to set up items to be sold at the concession stand. Located near the big gym, the concession stand is found on the right side on this set of windows, not to be confused with the left side, which is our student store that sells snacks and drinks during lunchtime. Concessions can be a variety of things, and it really depends on what your club or group is trying to sell, whether it's organization dues to raise money for your group, merch such as shirts or hoodies, tickets for events, or even creative works like a club book. Like all financial forms, this form can be found across the hall from the controller's window in the office. Alright, let's get started. This is the form right here. You can see that I've already filled out this example just to keep the simplicity of this video. Notice how it says SKU at the very top so you know you're on the right form. The first thing that you're going to notice is date of request, which is just the day that you're filling out the form. I wrote today's date, which is August 4th, 2026. Club name, write the name of your organization or group. I just put a fake one called Watermelon Club. Club account number, your advisor should know this number, but if they don't, you can ask the controller and they can help you find out. Items to be sold, I just wrote down the different examples that I've personally seen, but make sure to write down the item that your club or group is trying to sell, whether that's dues, merch, tickets, or something different. Event sales date. Now, your club isn't penalized for the amount of time that your item is being sold in the concession stand, so it can really be any time frame within the school year itself. You can put the start date as a couple of days after the date of the request. The only thing I would keep in mind is that if you're selling a ticket for an event, then make sure to stop selling the tickets on the day of the event or before. For example, if I was holding Watermelon Night on November 15th, then I would probably stop selling tickets on November 14th or even November 15th if I wanted to stop selling tickets the day of. Same thing goes for dues. If I wanted all my club members to turn in all their dues by November 15th, then I would probably set the end date for selling dues in the concession stand for November 15th. Advisor name and contact number, just write down the name of your advisor and then their phone number. For this section right here, you don't need to fill it out, so you can just cross it out or you can just ignore it. And if you're holding a field trip, make sure to write the date of the field trip and then turn in the necessary field trip forms which the controller in the office can help you with. For purpose of SKU, you can write raise club funds or hold club activities based on whatever your club is trying to sell. And then if you're holding an event, make sure to actually write the name of the event along with the date that you're planning on hosting it. For here, I wrote Watermelon Night, and then I wrote November 15th as our event date. Revenue and income, this is the amount of money you'll be making from the item that you're trying to sell in the concession stand. If you're trying to sell merch like a shirt, make sure to put that down and then put the number that you ordered. So here I put 10. And then the unit price, which is the amount that you're charging somebody to purchase your item within the concession stand. So because I sold 10 shirts for $10 each, I made $100, and that's assuming that I sold everything that I have in my inventory. I bought 10 shirts and then I sold all 10 of them for $10. Keep in mind that I bundled the different sizes together, so I put small, medium, and large on the same line. This is because most clubs are going to be charging the same price for each size. So in this scenario, I'm charging the same amount of money for a small size shirt as I am for a medium and a large. However, if I was charging different prices for a different size, then I would need to separate those sizes between the different lines. For example, I could be selling 10 small shirts for $10, whereas I might be selling 5 XXL size shirts for $12, and then so I would need to separate that by the lines and calculate a total for each of them and then add it up later on. For event tickets and dues, just write down the number that you're predicting to sell. You're not ordering event tickets or dues from like a third-party company, so you're just writing the amount that you're predicting to sell. Let's say there's 10 students in your club that are on the track to get your club cord. Then maybe that's 10 students you're predicting to purchase your dues. And then make sure to write down the price of whatever you're charging for your tickets or your dues. In this example, I said my tickets were $7, whereas the price for my dues for my club was $5. You'll most likely only have one line completed because you're only trying to sell one item in the concession stand. But here I did all three, so I added them all up, and then so I can have a total income of $220. Expenses. This is the part where you're showing the controller how much you spent to order the items that you're trying to sell in the concession stand. In this example, I used merch, specifically club shirts, and I said that each club shirt costs my club or organization $5 each. And because we ordered 10 shirts total, that means we have a total cost of $50 because $5 times 10 shirts is $50. You can ignore everything below. Even though it says tax, you're not going to be calculating the individual tax on each shirt. That would be a little too logistical. And then whatever you write on product cost will likely be your total cost. And this same process will go for any type of creative work like a book. Because if it costs your club $4 to make a club book, and then you ordered 10 club books, then that means that your total cost for those books would be $40. However, if you were selling tickets or selling dues, then this part would be non-applicable, and you would just write $0 for your total cost. The reason why is because it doesn't cost your club or organization anything to produce or order a ticket or a due. It may cost you money to hold an event, or it may cost you money to order a club cord, but those things aren't included in the cost of the tickets or dues that you're trying to sell in the concession stand. So you can just write $0. And then lastly, for this bottom line, you're going to take whatever your total cost is and subtract that from your total income. And then from that, you will be calculating the profit you're making. So here I wrote $170 because my revenue is $220 and then minusing the total cost, which is $50. So I'll be making $170, which is not bad. Lastly, get a signature from your advisor, put the date on it, and then turn this form into the controller who is found in the office. All right, that's the video. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.